everybody, and welcome back to the Empire Let's Play world. Hopefully everybody had a nice holiday weekend. Today, I've got a bunch of things I want to do. First thing we're going to do is another phase of our bridge project. I want to install the deck that we're actually going to walk on. Another thing I want to do today is I want to see if we can track down some bees. The bees make both honey and wax, and the wax would be really useful for some of the copper that we have going on in this village. Also want to see if we can get some trading done today. Between episodes, I did a little bit of mining and I gathered up more deep slate, so we should be in pretty good shape for that. I grabbed some materials for the top portion of the bridge as well. And you can see here, I did a little bit of digging just to prepare for where the road is going to go. Right through here, this will connect up with the road in front of our village and then go down the hill and off towards Mingus. And for those of you who have the really sharp listening skills, you might notice I switched back to my old microphone. The new microphone just wasn't doing it. It was kind of noisy, kind of brittle sounding. The shock absorbency wasn't very good, so you could hear a lot more key clicks and that kind of thing. So went back to the old condenser mic, and so far so good. One more thing I want to do this episode is I want to keep an eye out for a wandering trader. Wandering traders potentially can trade pale oak saplings. And as I was mentioning, the closest pale garden is thousands of blocks away. And so it would be really, really useful to get some of those saplings so we can grow some of the pale oak wood. And actually right in front of me, I see a beehive. So let's see if we can construct some campfires and use those to get some of these beehives or bee nests. And then maybe we'll use those campfires to add some chimneys in our village. So we need logs. We need some sticks. And we need some charcoal. Between episodes, there was an Enderman that appeared in my house, and I, for whatever reason, decided to hit it with the mace. And the mace ended up being really, really challenging to use, because you can't hit quickly, and if you just spam it, it's a really, really weak hit. And I got down to half a heart with this Enderman, and finally managed to kill it. But yeah, I was really disappointed, hello rabbit, with the performance of the mace. It was not very good. One problem is it doesn't have knockback. There is a thing you can get on the mace called, I think it's wind burst, that'll knock things backwards. But yeah, we might need to either upgrade the mace or just get a sword so that we have the versatility of different weapons for different situations. Now, I'm going to see if I remember how this goes. I think if you put a campfire under a beehive, the bees will kind of chill out and won't attack you. I'm not sure if it needs to be directly under the beehive, like right there. Okay, so there's a couple bees there. What will happen if I shear this hive? Are they going to attack me? Did I get anything from that? Oh, there it is. Cool. So there seems to be 3 bees that live in this hive. And so if we can wait till later when they all go in there, we might be able to pick it up with Silk Touch. Let's just hang on to this guy for now, and we'll put our honeycomb in here. So there's one chimney. I think a second one might look nice as well. And Yeah, just adds a little bit of life to the village, which is pretty cool. From that other angle, the village looks really good. From this angle, I really wish there was like one more thing over here just to kind of help balance out that really tall structure right there. There's something that just sort of poked over here. I don't know if we'll do that today, but at some point I'd like to add maybe one more building or do an extension on one of our existing buildings. Oh, I see another bee. So there might be a beehive down here. Yep, there it is. Put that one in there as well. Aha! I'm going to use the wax to keep these nice and bright. I think there's another bee nest that's sort of over by Mingus. Let's run over there and see if I can track that one down. Oh, good news. They updated the resource pack and the cows look much, much better. We don't have those spindly monstrosities running around anymore, so that's fantastic. I think somewhere over here there's like a little flowery area. Yeah, there we go. I thought I saw bees over here. There's one. I feel like 3 bees' nests will give us a nice head start on some wax and honey if we need it. Go ahead and head back up to Coltrane and maybe get some work done on that bridge. Nope, I found another one. All right, we've got 4 bee nests. 2 of them are a little low, and then 2 of them have 3 bees, so we can always breed the bees and fill these up. And then we can pretty much get as much honeycomb or honey as we want. Let's talk about this road project here. Ooh, fancy. We want our bridge deck to be 3 blocks thick. So right now we've got the bottom, we've got the center layer, and then we're going to have one more layer on top. And we'll basically mirror this bottom layer. So we'll have this nice, smooth, deep slate edge. And then the part that we actually walk on, I'm going to use the same materials that I've been using in the road. So we'll use stone, stone bricks, andesite, and cobble. And I think that'll look really cool. And there we have it. I think that looks great. So this is going to tie nicely into the rest of the road. And then we will have a couple of tall towers that will do the suspending of the bridge. And once we get all that built, I think it'll be pretty magnificent looking. From over here, it looks pretty substantial. Those two layers sandwiching that center section looks really, really good. And again, once we get those towers in here doing the suspending, I think that's going to look great. I've been looking at lots of pictures of bridges, and I was kind of waffling between either a suspension bridge or a cable-stayed bridge, and I think the cable-stayed bridges just look too modern. I think a traditional suspension bridge, like the Golden Gate Bridge, would be a much cooler look. And I think it would fit this area much, much better. It will be a lot more building, but I think it'll ultimately look really cool. As far as the math and the geometry of the cable and how it's going to hang, that's going to be a little bit tricky to figure out, but we'll see how it goes. So next thing I want to do is I want to switch gears to a little something I was working on. And you can kind of see it up here right next to that big tall tower. I was looking at it from different sides, and it just felt like that tall tower was all kind of lonely by itself. And so I just started building a roof to see what would that look like and what would that do to the roof line of our village. And I think I like it. If I was just to build a box underneath that, I think it would look pretty cool. I did a similar thing on this side. You can see right next to this building, I started building a roof and kind of laying out the footprint of a building over here. This one is fairly large. And you can see it just sort of butts up against the side here. And I think it's actually big enough that we could potentially keep our bees in here. If you run around back, you can see here, just put a roof on either side of this big, tall building. This one here, I could probably enclose and then maybe connect it to one of these buildings here. And then, like I said, with this one over here, if we were to enclose it, I think we could put a couple of bee nests in there and some flowers. And then if we need honey or wax, we could get it here. Well, this here turned out to be a really big building. I didn't really anticipate for it to be quite so large, but I wanted there to be room enough for some bee nests and, space in between them and all that. We'll probably just park them on the wall and then maybe put some campfires underneath so that we can come in here and harvest the honeycomb and wax and honey and all that. Probably we'll put some copper or something in here so we can see in, and also so we match the rest of the village. This building over here is really super skinny. It's only 2 blocks and then the supports. I suppose I could widen it, but I've run out of diorite. This used up all my diorite, so we'll definitely have to collect some more and finish this off. Again, from this side, I think it's going to look really good. Once we get those walls in, it'll feel a little bit more balanced on this side. And the same thing on this side. Just a little bit more weight on this side of the village, and it kind of makes it feel a little more substantial. I suppose between episodes, I'm going to gather up more diorite so we can finish those buildings, and then next episode, we'll get started on a new project. And there's lots of things we can do. We still need to build the hilltop village. We need to explore the maps and find the taiga village and the snowy village. We still need to build a jungle village. We still need to build the desert village. And we need to build a ton of roads. So we'll get to it. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. If you want to be like these folks and help support the channel, click join down below. Membership starts at 99 cents and it really helps me out. And thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.